Well, I think last year was, again, the body of work of a 4-year body of work, I would say. We learned a lot. We learned that during tough losses, if we were able to take care of little things, that we'd be able to win some football games. And we took those lessons, applied them, and ended up having ourselves a pretty successful season. And while at the same time knowing and fully realizing that we could be better, that we have to be better, and that for ourselves, within that room, in that locker room, our expectations are always going to grow. We're always going to want to be, or we're always going to want to take that next step as a program. I think a lot of guys that have been waiting their turn to play that are very talented, that are more than capable. Their time has arrived, and they've had their opportunities. And one thing, and I mentioned it early on in camp, is that we do somehow, some way find a way to get two team periods, 2 7-on-7s going at the same time, to make sure that on film, that our guys are getting reps and they have teaching tape to learn from. Not only watching somebody else rep those plays, but watching themselves actually take part in our scheme. So that's helped us a bunch, and it's helped us, in our process of player development, which we believe as coaches that young man is talented enough, and the attitude is right. He's willing to work hard. We got to get him on the football field. So we've done that, and we expect most of this freshman class as well. Well, I think going into spring, the biggest concern was, hey, you lost a great leader in Toronto Smith. You lost a great leader in Anthony Gator. Brad Sereni had started 49 games. Those were big concerns. While at the same time, there was excitement, because with that came the opportunity for a bunch of other guys to prove themselves. Guys that, again, we recruited, that we felt were capable, that were as good, or could fill those shoes better. They've done extremely well, and we're very pleased with their production so far and their development. We expect to get even better. Still 2 weeks out before game 1. There's plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to make them better. So in terms of concerns, in camp you're always worried about injuries, but camp is camp. And I do think you're going to, it's double-edged. If you don't hit enough, you don't tackle enough, you pay the price game 1. Yeah, he's always been on an incline, which is awesome. It really is. And something happens, and I think you've all seen it, as you cover multiple teams and just watch the country. Something special happens when a guy goes from his junior year to his senior year. It's like the light comes on. This is their last go around. It happens in high school for him. It happens in college, and he's always been a good leader. I think now he has stepped that up and taken that to another level, because his voice. I know he's not a big guy, but his voice is big now. And when that voice matches someone's play and matches someone's effort, and that matches his production as well, you have yourself a pretty powerful example of what the standard for your team should be. Mallory got hurt in the bowl game, had successful surgery and an off-season rehabilitation program, so he's back. He's doing really well. It's exciting to have Mallory, to have Perry, to have Martin, to have Rhodes, who's had a great camp. Probably a guy that's been as explosive as anybody on our football team in the past couple of years. And then you got Torrance Seymour, you have Brandon Bennett, and you had Shane Coleman in there. It's a little bit crowded, but in a good way. We really spread the ball a lot, and we play a lot of guys back there. They each bring something different to the table. And as a team that, we're dedicated to the run. If you look at us offensively, we're just about 50-50. That's what we want to be. But the ability to be 50-50 and that 50%, which is run, to be able to have some change-ups in there. The power of a Darius Perry, the home run speed of a Shane Coleman, a guy that could do a little bit of both, and Hardin, Kedrick, who's really becoming the complete player, and Mallory, who's got a lot of wiggle and a lot of go to him. You're looking at a backfield that could be extremely productive. I think whenever a quarterback feels real comfortable with the system, it allows him to be a better leader. And part of that also is being in great shape, where you could run all day and still have a strong voice and still set a good example while trying to open your mouth and relay a message. Wes Carroll has definitely taken that step, and it's significant. In our offense, the quarterback has to be a leader. He's done it by example. Last year he had a real solid year, real good year, and we think he is progressing extremely well, and he's taking command of this offense. He's done a great job tutoring all the other young guys as well, which is really important. So he's really setting the bar high for the quarterback position here at FIU. I know he's excited. He's already actually graduated. So, we might as well give him a coaching shirt. He spends as much time in there watching film as the coaches do. Yeah, we took a big step last year defensively, and then we were fortunate enough to get Coach Orlando to come to FIU when the position opened up that was vacated. And there's so much carryover that the adjustment was pretty smooth. There's a lot of stuff that we've added and that we've evolved into as well. A combination of what we were going to go to and a lot of stuff that Coach Orlando brought with him with his experience as a Big East coordinator, and having produced the numbers that he did, at UConn against some of the offense that he has seen. That was exciting for us in terms of bringing him in. We've never had a class, that had so many guys I think that could impact the program right away. And mind you, upon arrival, and these guys will tell you, the class would come into play right away. Because we didn't have Division I talent. It was Division I AA program. And now these guys, even though they're fighting for positions, they are getting legitimate playing time. So the exposure of that game, particularly the bowl game, especially when the game at Philly, the NFL game, was canceled, brought a tremendous amount of exposure. We were now getting phone calls from recruiting areas and coaches that we had never ventured to. And what that did, we don't want to venture too far. We still think that the best recruiting that we can do and need to do is right here in our state of Florida. But you can't deny, the fact that there are some great players out there that would love to come to this city and to our university and become a great football player. And what they saw now, they saw the validation of what we've been preaching for the past 3 and 4 years. It's you can imagine what that's like upon arrival. You got to slap on your FIU shirt, you go to local high school, and you're going to sell about winning a championship. Well, that's fine and dandy, but try selling it to a young man that just saw an 0-12 season. You know what I mean? Try selling that to a guy that hasn't seen a stadium yet or a weight room. That's hard living.